Polyps grasping critical distance. Virulent infection assimilating the abyss to claim for its own. Vessels forswearing the blood red for poisonous blue, glossed and deceptive vibrance. To overtake the greatest minds ever known in the galaxy, including him, the Omega Pirate. Hello everyone, GBA049 here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption in the Metroid Prime Marathon series, episode number 68.
I've given the order to begin the invasion.
And we will begin right now.
I'm headed down there with the troops. Meet me at these coordinates.
Though there is one thing that I'd really like to do before I finally begin with the invasion with Admiral Dane and his the Galactic Federation reinforcement, Demolition Reinforcement Squad. Oh my god, I actually forgot what those troops were called. Demolition Reinforcement Squad, yeah. Before I do that, there's something I'd really like to show off after clearing this little submission. So I will be right back. It is time to destroy of what remains of the space pirates in planet Urtragus. Not to say that this planet will be set free from imprisonment or enslavement, I should say, from the space pirates to rectify everything of what this planet was hopefully known for at the time, but no, it's not. Once all the space pirates are completely not exactly completely disbanded, but partially disbanded in Planet Urtragus, their numbers will decrease drastically to the point that we've already won this long, arduous, and insufferable war that we have put ourselves in. Actually, no. Dark Samus was the one that put all this against us, so we have that to thank. We have it to thank for. Oh yeah, there's also one thing I completely forgot to do, even while I was, playing this game off screen. I forgot to go to the location of where I got the Nova Beam and obtain the very last, okay, not the very last, but one of the last lore projectors in the Pirate Homeworld, the Space Pirate lore detailing Commander Rundus. I know exactly where it's located. But to get there, I'm not entirely sure where to go. Let me see. I think it's in the transit station 4A. Let me go take a look at the world here. Alright, so it's located here. If I go down here, I just go... What? Never mind. There is no landing site over here. Wait. Oh, yeah, there is, but I just couldn't unlock it yet. Give me 1 second. This will be a minute. 1 second, be a minute. What the fuck is wrong with me? This is mostly just filler. Yeah, I completely forgot all about this Nova Beam door. In the room before you get the Nova Beam. Last time we're ever going to see the crawl mines appear in the game. So let's leave those two alone so they can repopulate. However the hell they do it. Oh yeah, and also unlock our unlock a not so well hidden landing site too. What's this called again? Like landing site Charlie? Landing site I have no idea why it's called that. Probably named after one of the developers of Retro Studios, and that's pretty much it. And it's, I don't know. Maybe. Didn't have time to come up with a unique name, just wanted to name it Charlie. The Charlie landing site. Everyone vibes with Charlie. Everyone loves Charlie. Charlie's a lad. Charlie's the man. Charlie's the... I'm not gonna say it. I hate that fucking buzzword so much. So overused and overdone. It's not even clever. Anything you want to get excited about. Let's go land our ship on landing site Charlie. As an easier rendezvous point to take to go straight back to the main entrance of the planet Urdragus, so that way we can finally meet up with Admiral Dane. But in here, we're going to get our very last missile expansion. I'm assuming that is, and the second to last pirate data. What the hell is hitting me? What the hell was attacking me? Phazon Metroid, where the fuck did you come from? Well, regardless, you're dead. Doesn't matter anymore. Alright, missile expansion. Should be the last one. No. Alright, finally, here it is. Brio Falls. Commanders received disturbing reports from Brio. Contact with our outpost there has been terminated. A coded blip trans showing Commander Rundus fucking hell, I misread that as failing instead of felling. A coded blip trans showing Commander Rundus falling in battle as Samus has arrived. Worst of all, the Brionian seed has been demolished. The Hunter's might is great, and she is as efficient as ever when it comes to disrupting our operations. Our spies within the Federation tell us she travels to Elysia soon. We plan on having an appropriate welcoming party in place for her when she arrives. Commander Gore is a very accommodating host. Wait a second. Appropriate welcoming party. Commander Gore, accommodating host. Maybe this was written out before he became corrupted, or moments before Gore became corrupted himself, because they were waiting for him to fall to the hands of Phase. That's creepy. Alright, let's just like pierce right through this wall here. Oh wait, never mind, we can't. We can only see what's through it. Which is neat, I suppose. Alright, let's go back to the main let's go back to the main landing site of the planet. The time has arrived to put an end to the space pirate war once and for all, until they regress in quality in a sequel that should have been a fucking spin-off game. Because they come back and just want more power, want more attention, want something to do with the game's plot in some way or another, and I don't know what it's about, but I'll find out by the time when I'm finally finished with this game. I'm partially excited and partially not excited, because at the same time it's Federation Force we're talking about here, but promise is a promise, and I will keep it. And how appropriate is it that the Hyper Grapple is the very last item to obtain in the game. And from there, after filling out a couple of errands and quote-unquote side quests before the end before the finale takes place, it's smooth sailing. We did everything we needed to do. Anyone here? Well, of course you are. Alright, let's go. The war shall commence. Gotta say, this is a very, very, very nice throwback to the Norian invasion in the beginning of the game. Because in here, it is all-out karmatic justice and full-on revenge against the space pirates for what they did to us, and we're doing the exact same thing to them. But in this case, we succeed. We are the ones that reign victorious.
Outstanding work, Samus. I don't say this often, but I sure am impressed. That said, you've still got work to do. Up ahead is the pirate cargo line that leads to the sea. There's a large security door located at the end. 4 demolition troopers are needed to open the final door, so you need to make sure enough of them make it safely through this area.
So what I did off screen a couple minutes ago, I copied my save file from here onto the third one so that way I can show you exactly what happens if you don't do what Admiral Dane tells you to do.
You are the only one who can destroy the seed. We'll help along the way, but once we get there, it's up to you to finish the job. We're right behind you, Samus. Do some damage.
All right. Revenge shall be finalized. By my hand. Oh, I'm sorry. By our hand, I should say. The fuck? What the hell is a regular Ultra Energy unit doing over here? That is a huge oversight if I've ever seen it. Well, it's nice to see you again, but why are you here? Shouldn't you be coated in Phazon? That has never happened before. I don't even know that was possible. Is that a rare occurrence or something? Maybe it is an oversight. I don't know. Maybe they've been tracing the trilogy. I don't know. All right. Your research here. The Demolition Reinforcement Squad Trooper. Demolition Trooper, Federation Trooper outfitted with explosive-based weaponry. Demolition Troopers are not especially combat savvy and often rely on others to cover for them in battle. They are outfitted with explosive weaponry for special missions. When the only way to the objective is straight through everything, the troopers in this unit are called upon to make it happen. While capable of destroying the strongest of barriers, these troopers are not as capable in combat as traditional Marines. So they're partially cannon fodder and partially not cannon fodder, and it's very interesting for me to it's very interesting for me. Very interesting to me of how this same exact design of this trooper armor and color visage is the exact same model and colors that was used for Samus's final alternate skin in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's the very first thing that came to my mind, because all black, yellow pigments, yellow visor, that's the first thing that came to mind. It's like, yep, that's a Demolition Reinforcement Squad Trooper. But for some reason, people like to, I don't know, according to this, I don't know, like some YouTube shows, like every costume origin for Samus and Smash Ultimate, and the very last one, for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure it had to do something with Weevil or something. How is that in any way supposed to have any resemblance or similarity to Weevil, or any of the like 8 or any of the 6? I think it was 8. Yeah, I forget. Any of the 8 main bounty hunters and Metroid Prime hunters. It's not. There's no way. It's not canon either because he's yellow and green. If it was Weevil, he'd be like a dark green and not black and yellow. It's not. Do more research, people. This is exactly what it's based on out of everything, but it's cool. Access gate has been destroyed by the Federation. Skyway is now accessible. All right, so we start off with 12 Demolition Reinforcement Squad troopers, and if any of those if any of those troopers dies, which will happen, by the way, and the sound effect that plays is like a triple combination of crushing defeat, loss, and sheer terror combined into one. Because I have never heard a sound effect this terrifying before in a video game. Because whenever you hear that sound effect play, it honestly feels like a failure to you. Like you have failed them, you have failed the mission, and it's like, oh my god, I do not want this to happen again. Why did they have to make that sound effect so freaking extreme and just petrifying? I don't know. It's so terrifying to me. But yeah, anyway, let's go talk to these guys.
The pirates have already sent reinforcements through the cargo line to protect the seed entrance. Expect heavy resistance.
We will too.
The pirates have already sent reinforcements.
Okay, so it doesn't like you just repeats the same thing he says. Nothing different.
The explosive charges we carry are the only things that can get through the doors at the end of the skyway. The explosive charges we carry.
All right, let's go.
Samus, we are part of the demolition reinforcement squad. Since our armor is weaker than most of the troopers, we need you to watch our backs through this area. Our group color is yellow. Most of the demolition team has already started moving towards the seed, so you better get going. Good luck. Good luck, Samus. Good luck, Samus.
You know me, always check everything twice. Doing the exact same thing we did on Norian, just without the 3 main bounty hunters on our side. Well, technically they are, but they're on our arms, so. Skyway access door shut, restore power to nearby terminal to gain entry to the Skyway. How do we do that? Sacrifice our bit of HP to go. Sacrifice a bit of our HP to make it happen. Restore power to open all doors. It might have required a lot of energy to require. Actually, no, it's just a little bit. All right, let's go. No time to scan. There's really nothing to scan in here. Good old Crisis theme. Such a good track. You're in my spot. All right, let's go. Protect them at all costs. Oh, someone just died. It is possible to like go through the entire Skyway without losing a single trooper, but it is extremely difficult, and I don't recommend doing it. What do you get in return for it? Nothing but a gold credit. That's it. You might think that you're going to like get, I don't know, a friend voucher achievement or anything of the sort, but no, it's not the case. You just get nothing but a gold credit for all your hard work on just being the iron diamond barrier for the troopers to complete this little side quest. A mandatory side quest, as it say. Oops. What was that? Was there? Did I just? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Skyway door automatically opens for the tram as it carries resources from the seed.
Go on ahead, we're right behind you. Go on ahead, we're right behind you.
No one ever checks this stuff, okay? That's why I'm doing it. Let's see. This is also going to be the very last time you're ever going to... What the hell? Skyway tram is used to transport materials from the seed. Avoid contact while it is moving. Well, interesting. Very last time you're going to go see some jump mines in here, too. Didn't even send their best reinforcements for the job. Don't know why. Nah, not like they're useful anyway. Alright, phase 2. Give me a second. I don't even need to sugarcoat it. This segment was absolute fucking hell to go through in the no hyper mode challenge. Even though I'm pretty sure the fuck. Pretty sure I got it on my first try. I had exactly 4 troopers remaining. Advanced Shield Trooper. Battle Shield affects attacks, but can pull grapple beam. It's the same thing as it always is. Extra layer protect. Add a blade of armor. Susceptible to explosive attacks. Such as the armor. The wield portable shield. Excellent protection against saving current. Can also be used with off phase, but attacks capable of destroying the shield. Capable of destroying the shield. Okay. Oh shit! I lost one. Not like it matters. Oh shit. Hey, fill me up! Much better. Oh, and when you do like run out of troopers right behind you, they respawn as soon as you like go back as soon as you progress into the next level of the mission. So they're not always behind you, just when they arrive. Don't know where they come from to do that, but they just do. When you believe it, we're not alone in this mission. There's troopers over here too. Wait a second. That was the Red Pirate Commander! I did not notice that before. I had absolutely no idea the Red Pirate Commander can actually be seen in this. Can actually be seen in the background over here. Just destroying those poor, those poor Marines. Yeah, just thank God that he didn't come after us. He was saving the best for last. And speaking of best for last. Wait a second. Assault Shield Trooper. These are. I'm guessing like I missed out on the advanced armor shield trooper, arrow trooper thing, whatever. Same thing as before. Most attacks, not beam fire. Shield. It's standard rubber. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Anything for more red credits. Gonna need all them I can get. And here we go. This sort of thing's gonna become absolute hell. Get rid of that Berserker Knight, first and foremost. Oh, he actually shot him down! Holy crap, I didn't know you had it in you! Oh, never mind. He just sent in the Pirate Commando Squad after us. Not to worry, we have the Nova Beam and the X-Ray Visor, so this will be easy. I hope! Got it! Shit, wrong one. That's all of them, isn't it? Yep, we got it. Alright. So now that we completed this escort mission, let's go examine the very last lore screen of the Pirate Homeworld, save the game, and before we fight Omega Ridley, I'll show you the bad ending of this mission. Along with some stuff that I actually missed. Oops.
Thanks for all the help back there, Samus. I almost thought we weren't gonna make it when those commandos showed up. I owe you one. Keep going. We'll catch up with you once this area is locked down. The entrance to the siege should be just through this cargo door. We'll keep the area clear while you go on ahead. Good luck. We'll keep this area clear while you go on ahead.
All right. Last one, too. Let's get it. Right down here. It's right here, of course. All right. Here we go. Spacebar data decoded. Mistress Gandrada. Mistress Grand... I can't read right now. Sorry. Mistress Gandrada is the last of our leader's field commanders. We hope that she will succeed where the others have not. We hope that she will slay the wretched hunter! Gandrada tests our mettle often. She moves among us in our form, watching us, looking for signs of weakness. Several unfaithful disciples have been ended violently. Those who survive will be stronger, ready for the hunter that comes for them from the void. Gandrada has vowed to present Aaron's bloody helmet to Dark Samus as tribute. We hope she fulfills that vow! Why is it that it feels like to me, genuinely, feels like it, that Gandrada was subconsciously, you know, in control of herself at that moment when she was with the space pirates? If she could communicate with them that easily and mess with them, personality was completely retained. I need to stop talking. All right. Oh yeah, I also forgot. Oh, I completely forgot about this. There's one more thing we need to do. We need to take care of the Space Pirate Commando squad that is being led by the Red Phasite Pirate Commander, which is a very interesting and very entertaining mini-boss encounter for this game. Because you first see it once when he summons the Space Pirate Commandos the first time when you enter the planet, and never see him again until he's well, never see him again never see him again until way later on into this mission. And here he is right here. What has he been doing? What was he, you know, why was he just watching us from afar? What makes him so special? He's basically the second command of the Space Pirate Army. Interesting. By access point sealed. Scans detect high amounts of amalgam in the transit doors. But we can't do that because the shutters are closed. Shutters are currently closed. Operate control terminal to move them into their open position. Alright, let's do this. No more time to waste. But there's more things to scan, so fuck it. Alright, of course. That is the most amount of damage any space pirate has ever done to Samus, outside of Ridley. Just knock her off the edge. From like 7 stories. Pirate Commander wears red phasite assault armor, resistant to most weaponry. Commanders make heavy use of their personal teleporter, moving at favorable positions and across the battlefield, giving orders and support as needed. They carry all the weaponry and gear used by commandos, with the exception of their armor, which is forged out of ultra-rare red phasite, a rare breed. Pirate commanders have lived to rise to the ruling caste on the pirate homeworld. Each has been a commando for at least 10 years. And he has a very kick-ass design, too. Even though he kind of resembles the likes of Pyramid Head in a way. Or that. Okay, either that or the alloy polygons in Smash Bros. 64. So 2 inspirations in 1. But man, you really gotta love how vibrant red the commander looks. It's so cool looking. Fortunately, which this means that sensors like multiple commandos to deal with in front of us. We're going to deal with hyper mode, you know, hyper mode failure quite often. We cannot use the Nova Beam to like instantly kill a commando. We have to rely on the beam. Which sucks. And this guy has a fuck ton of HP. Hyper mode failure. What the hell have you been doing to me? Back there. I'm also not going to sugarcoat it. This was the absolute worst. By far, objectively, the worst segment I had to go through in the Metroid Prime no hyper mode, in the Metroid Prime 3 Corruption no hyper mode challenge. It was agonizing. It felt like my wrist was gonna fall. It felt like my hand was gonna go fall off my wrist because of how much I was just rapidly pressing my fucking. Was doing this 24/7, aiming endlessly for what felt like an hour. Like, it was bad. Holy shit, it was bad. I did not like it. I hated it. I absolutely fucking hated it. But we're never gonna deal with him again. And I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna do the challenge. Never gonna do the challenge again. No matter how many times people tell me to do it, I'm not gonna do it. One time and one time only. I failed it. I don't care. Commander Squad defeated. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Moving on. Let's save the game. I can show you what happens when you fail this on purpose. And yeah. It's interesting, to say the least. And stupid. Because why would you do that? Because I have nothing else better to do. Fancy animation. Red instead of blue, okay. Control terminal operates ceiling shutters. Use terminal to open this area to the sky. Choom, choom, choom. Such satisfying mechanical animations. Fascinating. All right. All right, of course. Need to blow this fucker up first. 11 instead of 12 ship missile expansions. Then again, why would you want another ship missile to have in your arsenal when you're never going to use it anywhere else? And you didn't use one ship missile expansion. You used like 5 of them to just blast open that door. But whatever, I guess. Make Samus's gunship reliable and useful in Prime 4 Beyond. Let me use it as a ship. Let me use it as a Star Fox gunship. I don't know. Use it in combat. Use it in a boss fight. That would be awesome. Then again, you make Star Fox Sue. Well, that's fine.
Outstanding job, Samus. I knew the Federation could count on you.
How do we tell him? I've never actually seen the animation before. That's silly. They didn't have to put that detail on there, but they did anyway. It's like, what happened to my cover? Oh, shit.
Leon, we're ready. We're almost there. Let's go.
Well, that's a flat-out lie. Hypermode breaks through the shield, my ass. This is what happens.
Samus, we lost too many demolition troopers. We have to pull back.
Okay. I expected it to be the exact same thing as it was in the Metroid Prime Trilogy version, because it just instantly goes to the continue, like, you know, it just takes you to like the continue from mission screen. It doesn't straight up kill Samus and lead to an instant game over. This is all it shows you. Then again, I'm pretty sure the reason why they changed that in the Prime Trilogy is because this is a bit unnecessary. It's like, oh no, I failed. Time to kill myself. All right, so the final Leviathan seed ready to be ruptured, and rupture the seed, destroy the vessel, and eventually lead to the heart of chaos. That is what remains. And within this very vessel of corruption that needs to be ruptured is the one and only Omega Pirate Ridley. From meta to Omega status. Badass, and badass as it sounds in name, but you would really think that you know, having a name like that would make the fight very transcendent and prevalent in you know, concept and you know like the way that it behaves in combat and whatnot. But here's the thing though, that's not the case. In my honest opinion, subjectively speaking, I do not particularly find Omega Ridley to be anything to be excited about. Because to me, it feels like that Omega Ridley as a boss fight is less melee and intense feeling and more puzzle oriented. Why they have to like form Ridley in the form of a puzzle, I don't understand. But at least with Meta Ridley in the beginning of the game on Norian, it was intense and really had you like on the edge of your seat for how intense it was. But with Omega Ridley, it's very prolonging, you know, kind of tedious in some aspects. And I feel like that they added a little bit too much to his design, to where it feels like a bit over ambitious in my opinion. But for everything else that Omega Ridley offers is subpar, or like you know subpar, but par for the course Ridley material. But okay, outside of that, however, there is one thing about the Omega Ridley boss fight that really gets to me the wrong way. And it's the way that he's animated and the way that he behaves in the fight. The intro cutscene is absolutely fucking spectacular. Don't get me wrong. But by the time when you like face off against Omega Ridley, I don't know how to describe it in a straight face, with a straight face like this, but he's less of a space pirate and more of a dog. I don't know why. The way that Omega Ridley moves around makes him like move around like some sort of dog wanting attention and just ready to play with you with his teeth, I guess. That, and maybe it's just my own way of interpreting things, but perhaps the reason why that Omega Ridley is the way that he is because Phazon, Phazon corruption can really do numbers on your system and your morals and your soul and everything else in between, to the point where not even death can escape. To the point where not even death can escape Phazon. So yeah, with all that in mind, maybe the reason why he's like that is because he's less Ridley and more of a rabid, savage creature. That, and also maybe the way that he moves around like that is justified because he's basically portrayed as Dark Samus's yard dog. I guess. But it's still very out of character for him. It doesn't really feel like you're fighting Ridley. It feels like you're fighting a shell you're fighting an even more empty shell of him. But that right there should sound like a good aspect. Because that's what Phazon does. It destroys you from the very inside to the point where you're no longer the same. Does he still behave like Ridley? Well, yeah, when he flies. But is more of I don't know. I interpret Omega Ridley as Samus's recess. Recess time for Samus. That's it. Tentacles hide is durable. Scans detect an interior weak point. Is advanced visor suggested? Boop. That's all it takes. Just one minor concussion to the head, and it'll just instantaneously break apart into oblivion. Also, the music. Omega Ridley's theme. Nothing much to say here, except for two things. One, it's very fascinating to like hear Ridley's theme played in a swing motion of all things to make it sound incredibly badass and just heart-pounding intense. Too bad the fight can be so much more. And also, one more thing. Your life is incomplete if you do not know about this. I implore you right now. Go on YouTube, search up, actually I'll just provide in the description right here. Listen to this mashup of Omega Ridley mixed with the Lake Trio theme from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Platinum. That is by far the best mashup I have ever heard in my life, and nothing will ever replace it. It goes so well. It goes so well together. It is a match. It is a match from heaven. It felt like they felt like they belong there. They feel related. It was meant to be. It was destined. It was destined to be a part. They were destined to be together. So, if you have never seen or heard that mashup before by Phazon Fusion, your life is incomplete. But by the time when you like listen to that mashup for the first time, then your life is complete. You're free to do everything. You're free to do anything you want, and you're ready for the afterlife. Eventually, when it comes. Because I am telling you, that mashup is a fucking masterpiece. It is a legendary masterpiece, and I cannot get enough of it. It's so good, I have no words to describe it. Just see for yourself. The seed's core is contained within this opening and relies on a corrupted creature for protection. What's a corrupted creature? Oh, you know. Just the exact same Space Pirate Leader 2 sword that fell through a 7,000 meter limit shaft to the point of no return and comes back from what again? Phazon Corruption? Was Phazon Corruption responsible for bringing him back from the dead? That might be. That might be. That very well might be the reason on why Omega Ridley, Meta Ridley just transmuted into Omega Ridley, is because that, well, Phazon corrupts every known aspect of what an enemy or a character is known for, and for this reason, Ridley is very, very infamous for coming back from the dead, even though he's clearly died from that cause. So Phazon's like, I feel like joining in on this little game here, and decided to just make Meta Ridley Reborn into Omega Ridley. That's my headcanon, at least. Makes sense. Even though it doesn't, because it's video game logic at the same time, but whatever. Omega Ridley, armored plating, protects body, fires plasma attacks from mouth. Revived and regenerated through Phazon exposure. Yep, that explains it. That's not a headcanon, that's fact. That's fucking canon right there. Omega Ridley has been energized to a new combat threat level. Target retains extremely durable Phazon enhanced armor skin. Monster Hunter reference at a Metroid game? Oh, it's more likely than you think. As well as protective armored plating. Scans indicate that a recent injury is not fully healed. Exposing target wound to inflict damage. Target will act to protect this vulnerability. Seek ways to stun the enemy and leave it open for deadly attacks. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The design of Omega Ridley is so much more better than the Meta Ridley than Meta Ridley in this game, because it's very closely resembling the likes of Proteus and original Meta Ridley. He's less blue, but he's more himself in design. Too bad he's not really the same battle-wise, but we'll get to that. Alright, so shoot him in the mouth, stun him a little bit. Also, the thing is, okay, see, here it is, here's what he does. A shockwave, just side hop. Fire breath is, you know, standard Ridley material. He just attacking you from a distance the entire time and barely doing anything else. We just bully him by just ripping his heart open. General Grievous style. Oh, you're fucking kidding me! Nice! Waste sensor bar. Ah, what the fuck? I just changed her batteries. Okay, let's go. Although I will admit, it is pretty entertaining to counter Ridley. You know, like time your charge shot right before Omega Ridley charges at you. Much more easier to do than in the original Metroid Prime. Yeah, it's the animations that I don't like. What's with him just side-hopping side to side like he just wants to play with you? What is it? I don't understand why he's like this. It's so goofy. Why is he behaving like it? It's Phazon doing this. You made him into a freaking mockery a little too much there, if you ask me. He's less Ridley and more of a savage creature, pretending to be him. Are you oh, I got it. I had absolutely no idea the hyper missiles were that strong enough to just freaking push him back. That's brand new to me. All right, enough wasting time. Let's get on with this zoning brawl. I love doing that. There we go. Boop. Alright. First phase pretty good. And now for the worst phase. This phase takes way too fucking long. Love that pose he makes though. Phasite armor is now covering cardiac region. Armor is invulnerable, but internal joints seem weak. So how do you do that? Oh, shit. Just leaning in to bite. Ah, crap. You do this several fucking times until it finally shatters. This fight takes forever because of how much HP each of those fucking weak points have until it finally shatters. Ow. I had no idea you could do that. Destroying both of those orbs instantly reveals his weak points. Did I break it? I think I broke one of them, I don't know. Maybe I just got lucky. Acting like a bull, jumping around like a dog. What else is he doing? Everything what Phazon wants him to do, apparently. I'm sorry, I just really cannot take this guy seriously. Still a good fight, but it's not one I'm particularly fond of. For reasons that I've already established. Double jump and normal jump. Good luck doing a no-hit in this guy. Okay. Reel the weak point and mash A. Damn it. Ouch. Yeah, a fight with Ridley is not supposed to feel relaxed. It's supposed to be intense and really makes her blood pumping. I'm not getting any of that. I'm sorry. Armor's been destroyed, cardiac regions are now exposed, vulnerable to phazon energy. Also this part. It's very interesting of how the of how on the mini map the enemy icon is in the shape of Ridley itself. Very nice touch. Can you get down? You really trying to improve on the original Ridley Metroid Prime, aren't you? Well, you're not really doing much to improve it. I'm sorry. You just really cannot be the original. Now that's a okay. Now that's a classic Ridley move. Just going straight to that. Just going straight to your fucking prey. Yeah, he's still there, just barely visible. You know, honestly, I really prefer the final phase of Omega Ridley because he behaves more like himself at the very end. Probably because he knocks so much sense into him that he's running a little bit low on phazon. And he's starting to remember of who he is, or, you know, maybe that's it, I don't know. I mean, it's still Meta Ridley at heart. Yeah, it's not possible to knock him down in the air when he's flying around the arena. All I had to do is change one note to sound badass. Kenji Yamamoto just freaking nailed it. Oh, this move. The overheat. Where's my HP? Alright, of course. I'm sorry, what? Put a sock in it! Oh, okay, never mind. I'm not losing any HP for doing this, so... Got him! Shoot his heart out. How it comes back, don't ask. Oh wait, never mind. Metroid and Metroid Prime timelines are completely different, polar opposite from each other, so this is practically the end of him in the Prime trilogy. If he comes back in Prime 4, there better be a logical explanation! You know, if I had a nickel for every time Ridley has been, of how Ridley's role as a let me rephrase this. If I had a nickel for every time when Ridley has been completely defeated by a parasitic organism, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. That's so overused. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's genuinely fucking true. The end of Ridley's reign is from a parasitic organism. One from the X-Parasite, and the other from Phazon. Alright. That's it. And now, our last item to acquire in the game. The Hyper Grapple. Not as versatile as I mean, you know, it's slightly, you know, more versatile than the Hyper Ball is concerned, but it's still very underutilized. That's the very last dose of Phazon will ever inject into our into our graveyard of blood. But whatever. Hyper Grapple online. Lock on grapple points and Lazee to use. All right. 100% of all pickups were acquired. Special ending unlocked. Play the game to view this ending, and I'm ready to view it too. Do what must be done. Overload this Phazon tendril with Phazon energy of our own. And crack open the second to last Leviathan in the game. Because the baby Leviathan mini-boss counts as one before we fight Dark Samus and Phase. But still, this is technically the last one anyway. Our job is nearly complete. Our work here is nearly complete. Hello, Kome's aborted sister. I don't know. Well, let's put an end to this. So much Phazon has been absorbed into Samus's body that she is gaining the colors and hue of her sworn enemy. You can see it on the design. It's terrifying. On how much of her is completely changing. Takes care of that mess. Now, for the heart. After doing a couple, sub quests in the beginning of the next episode.
Samus, you have successfully destroyed the last remaining seed as detected by our systems. The spread of Phazon corruption has been stopped. This is a great day for the Federation. However, there is one more mission to complete. Skytown's Aurora Unit 217 reports that it has discovered the origin of the Leviathan attacks. It appears that this is where Dark Samus and her main pirate force are stationed. Destroying them will require a full-scale attack. Unfortunately, this location is so far away it cannot be reached by conventional space travel. We must instead create a wormhole to reach it. The pirates have constructed a Leviathan battleship, which is in orbit around this planet. If we can board this battleship, we may be able to force it to open a wormhole. Large energy surges consistent with a warp device are traveling between the pirates' planet and the Leviathan battleship. It appears the pirates are using this warp device to link to the ship. We will upload the coordinates of this device to you now.
And that's it. There's a pirate command. Board the Leviathan battleship. Not yet, though. There's one more thing to do before we call this episode quits. Examine on how bad our condition has become. Phazon level 75%. Goes any higher than that, Dark Samus will be reborn into something that it always wanted to be. And we are getting close to that. Look at that. You can see the Phazon just sprouting through our skin and just corroding our suit. Changing our very being, very appearance. You can even do that too. Use the X-ray visor in Samus's gunship. All right. So, with all that done, it's time. But before any of that, our side quest will begin. We collected every single item in the game, 75% of corruption in our bodies, space pirate forces dwarfed down to an unrecognizable and practically invisible portion, and Phazon still present on the planet's surface, but the heart still beats. So, let's go put a bullet through it and destroy the life of corruption once and for all. So, that'll have to include the end of this episode. We'll see you again in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. This is GBA049, signing out, going offline, and see you next mission. Something just occurred to me. The number 4 on Metroid Prime 4's original logo, resembling the colors of Phazon. Perhaps there was a time over the original team of the game wanted to revive the concept of Phazon somehow. Maybe it was still alive. But when Retro Studios came in, they ultimately scrapped. They ultimately started from scratch. Possibly because that they didn't like the idea of Phazon returning. So it was going to make a return at one point, but it was scrapped in something in replacement of something entirely different and odd psychic abilities. Got my curiosity, Nintendo and Retro Studios, but mostly Retro Studios. I have more respect for you than Nintendo. Anyway, see ya.